Not everyone that Arthur meets during his travels is always willing to hear his message.
In a town called Tetuan, Morocco, as I came in, people started stoning me. And the crowds grew bigger and bigger. There's a strange feeling when you look ahead and you see a crowd that's got the whole way blocked. And they're there with these long sticks with kind of a knot on that they use to tend to the sheep. And others are running along beside you and behind you throwing rocks, and you're walking into this. And I didn't know that I would come out the other side. There were police that walked away from the situation, and I was just left standing there, surrounded. I couldn't get through the crowd, and they were screaming and screaming and with their tongues and hissing, and they had these sticks, and people were hitting the cross. They beat the tire flat, broke it, were hitting the cross, cracked the cross. They started punching and jabbing me, and it was building in frenzy. I felt, this is it. I'm going to die, and I'll never forget what I did. I looked up, and I said, Jesus, get supper ready. I think I'm coming home. And I wondered what it was going to be like to actually die. I felt like Stephen in the Bible being stoned to death or something like that. There was the glory of God there, the glory of God. There wasn't fear, but this glory and sadness as I tried to look the people in the eye that they didn't understand. They didn't know what they were attacking the cross. They didn't even know me. And it was symbols that they were attacking, not reality. And I felt that they were misunderstanding her. I felt brokenhearted, but excited that I was fixing to meet Jesus. And this is the total truth. I saw in a store right across the way, because the steps of the store were higher than the crowd, two men stepped to the door of a store in robes. They looked exactly like the other people, with the head wrap and everything. And they said something to the crowd. And the crowd, there was almost like a silence, and these men started speaking. And then the crowd started screaming at them. And in that moment, the Lord said, go. Don't look to the right, to the left. Just go. Push your way through. Go. It's okay. And people were standing just like this, all in front of me, and I pushed the people this way and that way. And it was like when they looked at me, their eyes were glazed. It was like they could, I don't know if they even saw me. It was like they couldn't see me. Nobody responded. They didn't move, but I pushed them literally and made me a path, walked out through that crowd, down the street. When I got about a block away, there were some rocks that rolled by as a few people from the back fringes threw rocks, walked out of town, and we came in to the capital on the holiest day of the Muslim Ramadan, the day that they're burning rams' heads, and they're roasting the meat in the streets. Their most holy day. I walked in with the cross into Rabat by the grace of God. Never had another problem, and that was the only time that in all my years around the world that a local crowd raised up. There have been individual cases, but this was the only time that the mass of people turned against. But I'm still waiting for that supper with Jesus.